Hello, I'm ThatBuilderBoi, and welcome back to another YouTube video. This is going to be a random fight compilation featuring 6 of my genuine LEGO RC combat robots, or Battlebots, whatever, what have you. Yeah, I just recorded this because I just wanted to test it out. Improvements to bots that kind of did jack squat last time we saw them, and debut a new one. And you will find out the name later because I want to leave you all in suspense. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed the video. We have 9 fights lined up for you, and let's get on with the action.
3, 2, 1, activate.
And we're off. In an epic rematch, and Cheezer trying to get its weapon up to speed and failing. Now they are. Minor Threat backing away, being very sporty, letting them spin up. And ooh, a big impact there on the wedge. And Cheezer's weapon chain didn't snap. This is amazing. Oh my goodness, and they're doing a spin around attack on Minor Threat, but that wedge holding up well. Minor Threat coming in, a few shots. Cheezer spinning up that weapon again. It's spinning up very fast. Ooh. But that wedge on Minor Threat deflecting, and that hammer coming down very limply. Is there something wrong with the hammer? But there it goes. A little love tap there, and corralling Cheezer. That weapon now not up to speed. Minor Threat backing away, coming in for a charge. Now using that wedge, pushing Cheezer, and Cheezer's weapon back up to speed. Good impact there on the wedge, but again, once it is deflecting, and more hammer shots raining down on the top of Cheezer. Minor Threat trying to back away. Now Cheezer spinning up that weapon. Is that a wise decision from Minor Threat? And another big impact, but that wedge still holding strong. The weapon on Cheezer not doing much. Trying to get to the side, but now they're being, well, one hammer shot on Minor Threat onto Cheezer. And the weapon once again spinning up, but then getting boxed into the wall. Cheezer not moving as freely, and now they're off again and getting that weapon up to speed. Doesn't seem to be spinning as fast as usual. But Minor Threat going in with a little shot, and Cheezer moving away. Minor Threat, good shot there on the top. They're picking and choosing their shots because that top of Cheezer is incredibly flat. And now the weapon is spinning again. And now they're pepper potting, and there goes what seems to be an eye of Cheezer. No, they're half blind. Avert your eyes, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, how gruesome. And we're ticking down on the final seconds of the match. And that will be cease. That was a very good match from both. Cheezer absolutely did fix those weapon chain issues from the last time we saw them. They were able to try and get their weapon into play, but Minor Threat's heavily armored wedge just absolutely countered them. They were able to control and pound Cheezer into oblivion. Cheezer still tried to remain aggressive, but it didn't help that their weapon was thermaling out, and they really could not do much. They tried to get those new forks into play, but Minor Threat's wedge was somehow lower, and I think it was a pretty clear-cut victory for Minor Threat. And the winner, by unanimous decision, is Minor Threat.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Second match of the video. Both weapons are trying to spin up to speed. Bayani's small weapon spinning up quickly, much faster than Zephyr, and Zephyr spinning up to speed very fast, and a good impact there on the forks of Bayani. Zephyr trying to spin back up to speed, and Bayani circling and pursuing, trying to get their own weapon up to speed. Zephyr takes a while for that weapon to spin up, but when it does, when it gets going, it can do a lot of damage. Bayani seeming to have some control issues. It is a 2-wheel drive bot, and those wheels are direct drive, so it can be hard to control. Zephyr spinning up to a very quick speed there. Both weapons up to speed, and a huge hit there. Both bots going across the arena, and some damage being caused onto Bayani by Zephyr. That weapon is no joke. Zephyr already showing major improvements from the last time we saw it, and spinning up to speed once again, but a glancing blow to the forks of Bayani, or wedgelets. That is my mistake. Both weapons now trying to spin back up to speed. Bayani's weapon is up to speed already, and Zephyr's is too. We're gonna have a big collision here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, well, it was a glancing blow, but Bayani got sent spinning. Bayani really struggling here for mobility. Zephyr, they could take advantage here, and a part falls off of Zephyr, I think. I don't know. Both bots do have white on them. Bayani trying to get their vertical spinner into play now. It is a very quick weapon, but it also is pretty light, so we will see how much damage it will cause. Both weapons now up to speed, and a big impact there, sending Bayani into the wall. It is a very tense and close match, this one is, and we're going to go to the judges. It's a very good showing from Zephyr and Bayani as well. I would not like to be a judge for this. Good job to both of the teams here, especially Zephyr. You've improved a lot. Honestly, it wasn't that bad of a debut from Bayani. They still had beginner technical gremlins to work out. Their drive was not the best. Their weapon struggled to get into play because if you don't have a good drive on your bot, you can't get your weapon into play. Zephyr did get some nice shots throughout the match, but it did take time for that spinner to get up to speed. And those wedgelets on Bayani did deflect the spinner quite well. Bayani was able to get a few shots here and there, but ultimately I think their drive and lack of weapon power let them down, but they were able to show some good control. It'll be interesting for the judges. And the winner, by unanimous decision, is Zephyr.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Now, it's time for the two pushers to get off and underway. Henry already losing an eye, and Hermit pushing back. We haven't seen Hermit in a hot minute. We last saw them in their little test fight, and they've lost a fork. I was gonna say, before I was rudely interrupted by the loss of Hermit's fork, Hermit got killed by Cheezer. We will see Cheezer again later this video, hopefully. I don't remember the fights that are in here. Right now, not much is happening. These are two pushers after all. They do not have active weapons, but they will do their best to make it entertaining, and they are grinding against each other, pushing horns locked together like two bulls during rutting season. They are jockeying for position right now. Hermit and Henry. Henry trying to spin around, get their front towards Hermit. Hermit is the faster of the two, and a good push there by Henry, getting underneath using that low wedge, and Hermit lost both forks, and Henry has lost both of their eyes, so one is blind, they can't see, and one has compromised ground game, but they still have those secondary forks, those little black ones on Hermit. Henry, oh my god, two H names, jeez, who came up with this? And a good push there by Henry again. Good aggression and control there. Weapon effectiveness, well, I think, is it possible to split it between the two equally, because they're literally both pushers? No? Can't do that? Oh, okay. Anyways, Hermit and Henry currently trying to one-up each other, and they're stalemating right now, locking their wedge and forks together. Henry's chains absolutely grinding and trying to get a good push in on Hermit, and I think we're going to be ticking down on the final few seconds, and there we go. There's a 10-second countdown. A really close match between these two pushers. Good showing from both. We haven't seen Hermit in a long time, and they have certainly made a good name for themselves along with Henry. A very back and forth match between the two pushers of this video. Henry and Hermit really just locking horns, trying to get a better drive on each other, because it's basically all these bots can do. Henry did get some good wedging attacks in the match, two of note. Here's the second one. Hermit was staying aggressive though, and they proved to be more maneuverable, but them locking horns at the end, it'll be really hard for the judges to call. Let's see what they think. And the winner, by split decision, is Henry.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
This was a very hyped up match between these two big spinners last time we saw them in the arena, and now both weapons are up to speed, and a big impact there. Already a better showing from Zephyr and Cheezer compared to last time, because Zephyr actually spun up and Cheezer's weapon didn't die, so it's perfect. It's a huge and massive improvement. Everyone rejoice and celebrate. And Cheezer currently boxing Zephyr in. Zephyr, hard to see where it is, but they have tried to rectify that. where it's going. My mistake. And it seems like Zephyr has taken some major damage to the shell. They can't get that weapon up to speed. I think the damage from Cheezer's bar spinner is catastrophic because that weapon is not spinning on Zephyr, and Cheezer now getting pinned in by Zephyr somehow. I genuinely have no idea how, but now Zephyr trying to spin back up to speed. Both of these bots now looking like wounded animals out there. PETA, please don't come for us, please. Thank you. Zephyr trying to slowly get back up to speed. I think Cheezer's suffering from thermal cutout because we haven't seen that weapon spin up in a hot minute. Those forks that are on the back of Cheezer are a new addition, and Zephyr now spinning their weapon up to speed. Both bots have not necessarily taken external damage. Zephyr definitely has, but Cheezer might have taken some internal damage. And there we go, that weapon now back up to speed on Cheezer. Frightening it is, that weapon. Zephyr still struggling to get their own weapon up to speed, but there we go. And oh! A wheel! A big impact there onto the wheel on Cheezer from Zephyr, and that wheel has almost come off in the dying seconds of this match. This will be an interesting match to judge for sure. Definitely a tale of, well, two halves, I guess. I don't know. Both bots were pretty equal at the beginning, but we will see how the judges will take it. Good match between big spinning weapons. Cheezer's bar coming into contact with Zephyr's shell spinner there. Both bots trying to cause damage to each other, but it was right here at this moment when Cheezer managed to damage Zephyr's shell, and Zephyr couldn't really get back up to speed. Cheezer's weapon also thermaled, but they used their rear forks to try and control the spinner. But this moment here really did make the match a lot closer than it actually was. The wheel almost coming off of Cheezer right there, and both bots were kind of just struggling to make a fist of it at the end. So we'll see what the judges think. The winner by split decision is Cheezer.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Both bots moving to the center of the arena, and Bayani has their weapon up to speed and spinning quickly. Minor threat, very slow compared to Bayani, but it is more like slow moving death. And the hammer coming in behind the spinner. Good swing there. Bayani trying to use their superior speed, but Minor Threat's wedge just seeming too low for them. Something came off of Minor Threat. I don't know what that is. And oh, damage being caused onto Minor Threat by Bayani. Good shot there from the weapon, but now the hammer coming in, trying to clamp down, I guess, on the top of Bayani. Bayani's armor isn't the strongest. Does look really nice, though. Oh, damage being caused to the front of Bayani. I don't know how it came off, I guess from a swing on Minor Threat, but oh, Minor Threat showing its backside. Almost very dangerous there with a vertical spinning weapon like Bayani and launching that armor panel into the wall. Bayani, I don't want you to scratch my walls, buddy. And Minor Threat pushing Bayani back into that, the back wall, I guess. And more swings with that hammer. And Bayani trying to come in behind, but they don't. And more damage being done. And Minor Threat swinging that hammer wildly. Minor Threat, a very successful bot in this arena. And oh, Bayani trying to come in on the side. And there we go. Good impact, but its weapon wasn't spinning at full speed. And more hammer shots being taken right on the wheel there, Bayani. Pretty even match so far. I think it's slightly more in Minor Threat's favor, I would say. Bayani coming in. Oh, a good shot there, getting underneath Minor Threat's hinged wedge, and Minor Threat letting that hammer fly, showing aggression points when they're not necessarily being controlled. But Bayani, good pin there in the last bits of this match. Now Minor Threat trying to mount something. Now they're meeting up, and Bayani losing some armor at the end of this match. I wonder how that will affect the judge's decision later on, and some final swings on the hammer. But hey, those are some late hits there. It was a very cagey match between two clashing designs, and Minor Threat seemed to be getting the upper hand, getting some good hammer shots in there. But soon damage piled up on both bots. Minor Threat losing a front panel, and Bayani also losing some armor on the front, trying to get around to the sides and back, but not very successful, and Minor Threat just shoving Bayani into the wall at one point. But then there was this moment here. Bayani got some good control and will make it very interesting for the judges to call. And the winner, by unanimous decision, is Minor Threat.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Let us see how Zephyr has recovered from that very destructive match against Cheezer, and Hermit already getting stuck at them. Oh, a big hit there from Zephyr onto the side, and Hermit losing a fork, and Zephyr going airborne there after hitting Hermit. Wow, okay. And Hermit pushing Zephyr into the wall. Good control there and aggression by the plucky little forked two-wheel drive pusher bot. Zephyr trying to get out. They need to get out there and get their weapon up to speed. That's the only way. They need to create space in order to get that spinner up to speed. And Hermit being very kind and letting them do so. And oh my goodness, huge damage there. I think Zephyr just tore Hermit a new one right there. They have completely lost their back end. They have lost both of their forks, and Zephyr now has free reign. And oh, there goes the entire back panel. Oh, this is gruesome. Zephyr absolutely waking up. Where was this last time we saw it? Oh dear, Hermit. Oh no, the wheel is hanging on by a wire, and Zephyr's spinning back up to speed, ready to go in for a hit. I think Hermit's dead. Yup, there's a count out. Zephyr spinning up to speed, and oh, one more hit. Oh dear, Hermit. But well done to Zephyr.
Cease.
Goodness me, that was one destructive match. It was just total devastation from Zephyr. That first shot there sending Hermit spinning, but Hermit did recover and get a good push on Zephyr. But as soon as they let Zephyr go, that mighty full body spinner right there, absolutely tearing the backside apart. There we go. There goes the back panel, and the motor is just hanging out limp, and there's just one final shot to seal the deal.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Bayani spinning his weapon up to speed, and Henry immediately box rushing the very patriotic. Is that the right word? That probably I don't know. The very brightly colored vertical spinner, and they're trying to get their weapon into play, Bayani, but Henry's wedge keeping that spinner at bay on Bayani. And Bayani is trying to maneuver around Henry, but Henry, a very well-driven bot, and it seems like Bayani is suffering from probably signal troubles or thermal cutout, who knows. There they go. Now they have their weapon back up to speed, but they're not moving very fluidly. It probably is thermal cutout. Henry kind of hanging back. There we go. Now getting some good aggression in. Trying to let Bayani get into, work through the gears here. Doesn't seem like Bayani is... I don't think they're doing too well right now, and Henry going in for a little nudge, maybe a little jump start, maybe some percussive maintenance can be done. That's the only type of maintenance that can be done. A good nudge there from Henry, and then they've lost both of their eyes. Oh, finally, some damage being caused by that spinner of Bayani onto Henry, and a nice shot there. That was on the side armor, but now Bayani just kind of moving backwards and forwards. Now they're kind of either not moving at all or just darting in random directions. They probably need to work out some sort of signal issues, and a good push there by Henry into that left wall, and Bayani just nudging forward, is just lazily moving. But we're gonna be seeing the end of this fight soon. Henry already spinning into light. I think they've won this one, but we will see what the judges think. Not the most high octane of matches. Oh, that's a late hit. It was a very interesting match, as Henry was being very aggressive the entire time, and Bayani was trying to be, but at the same time, they were suffering technical gremlins of their own. They really could not get their weapon into play that much. They just really struggled to move, and their weapon was struggling to get up to speed. And that was probably like the only good shot they had during the match. Henry just spent the entire time controlling them. And the winner, by unanimous decision, is Henry.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Another incredibly epic rematch, and Henry very quick out of the box. Minor Threat immediately coming and pounding the top. That H is like a target. And there we go, Henry losing both of its eyes. But they're underneath Minor Threat's hinged wedge. Both of these bots rely on the ground game to win. But right now, ooh, a big shot there. Henry lost a little floral decor up there. Oh, some more hits on the top of Henry. Henry reeling from those attacks, trying to get in, but their wedge is not lower than Minor Threat's. Minor Threat is slow moving death, and there we go, some more hits on the top, but Henry underneath and a great push into that left wall. Good pin there. Minor Threat swinging its hammer, trying to cause some damage onto the top of Henry, but Henry keeping Minor Threat there. Good pin there. Good. They're gonna have to release soon. They will need to release, and they're trying to. They're stuck underneath the heavy hulking bot of Minor Threat, and Minor Threat is free now. Gonna get some revenge, trying to bring their hammer into play, and there we go. Some top armor coming off of Henry, so that's some damage there. Good weapon effectiveness. More shots in there. These two are bitter rivals. The very first RC match, Lego RC Battlebot match I had on this channel was between these two, and oh, good pin and good shots there from Minor Threat. Henry seeming to have drive issues now. They're struggling to turn. Those hammer shots really taking their toll on Henry, and there we go, some more shots there. Minor Threat coming in from behind in the dying moments of this match. This does not seem as close as it was last time, but Henry still sticking in until the end. It's a very durable bot, and I will applaud them, but I don't know. Oh yeah, there we go, some late hits there. Both bots definitely came out very aggressive. Minor Threat swinging with its hammer, and Henry trying to get some good wedging attacks, especially right here at this moment, taking advantage of Minor Threat being able to lift itself up with its hammer and pinning them. But then Minor Threat was able to get some very devastating shots on that vulnerable top of Henry, and Henry really did not have an answer. It just kind of started to slow down, and I think those hammer shots really started to take their toll. I'm not a judge, so let's see what they think. And the winner, by unanimous decision, is Minor Threat.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
And here we go for the main event, I guess. Both bots meeting at the center, and both weapons are up to speed, but Bayani getting all up in Cheezer's grill here, and it seems like Cheezer's weapon has stopped. They need to get that weapon up to speed, and they do. Both weapons into contact there. A big, meaty weapon-to-weapon shot. Not much damage being caused. Oh, and there is some damage. There actually is some damage. I think that's some... Oh, damage off of both bots. Bayani and Cheezer trying to get their weapons into play again. Bayani being very aggressive. The more maneuverable of the two. It is the quicker of the two, but Cheezer has the more destructive weapon, I'd say. Bayani circling around, trying to get to those vulnerable exposed wheels, and they do. Good little shot there, but those the weapon on Bayani isn't that heavy. It does spin very fast, so it's more so causing scratching damage. And Cheezer getting their weapon up to speed. Ooh, that is a deadly weapon, but Cheezer's weapon immediately being stopped by Bayani rushing in. It's a good match so far. Pretty evenly dispersed these attacks are, and Bayani coming in, not letting that weapon get up to speed on Cheezer, being very aggressive. Now Cheezer trying to lead with those forks. Those are a new addition, and they seem to be working out. Bayani struggling here. They might be suffering from thermal cutout. Actually, both bots might be suffering here. Cheezer's weapon hasn't gotten up to speed in a while. There was a nice clip on the wheel, and another one from Bayani. This is going to be an interesting fight to judge. Cheezer's weapon isn't really doing much right now, and they're trying to spin on the spot here. Bayani Trying to show some last aggression points, and Cheezer really needs to get something going for the judges, but I don't think so, and that will be Cease. A very interesting match there, and Cheezer's weapon now spins up. Too late, fellas. A really interesting match between these two spinning weapons. Bayani seemed to be getting the more damage out of the two and bringing their weapon more into play, but Cheezer, they were trying to be aggressive and control the match, but their weapon stalling out, that could play a big factor in the judge's decision, and we'll get to it right now. And the winner, by unanimous decision, is Bayani. Thank you all for watching. I've been ThatBuilderBoi, and I'll see you in the next video.